Concept Motorhomes. Today, we're taking a closer look at this incredible Mercedes-Benz Sprinter Aureon X7 Concept. From its futuristic...
Welcome back to Concept Motorhomes. Today, we're taking a detailed look at a motorhome that feels like it came straight out of the future. The Mercedes-Benz Sprinter Aureon X7 Concept. This luxury RV combines the familiar Mercedes-Benz Sprinter-inspired front end with a much larger, premium living space behind the driver's cabin. And today, we're going to walk around the entire vehicle, from the front to the rear, before stepping inside to explore the driver's cabin, living area, kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, storage, technology, and all the details that make this concept interesting. We'll also talk about what it might cost, who this motorhome would be designed for, and whether I think the Aureon X7 actually makes sense as a luxury RV. So let's start outside. The first thing that catches your attention is the front. The Aureon X7 has a tall, commanding front profile, but instead of looking like a traditional boxy motorhome, it has a much smoother and more futuristic appearance. The large front grille gives it a strong road presence, with the Mercedes-Benz three-pointed star positioned prominently in the center. The slim LED headlights are probably one of my favorite exterior details. They're sharp, modern, and give the motorhome a distinctive appearance, especially at night. Below the headlights, the front bumper has integrated lighting, air openings, parking sensors, and protective elements. And for a motorhome this large, those practical details really matter. You want good ground clearance, a sensible approach angle, and enough protection underneath to deal with gravel roads, steep campsite entrances, and rougher surfaces. The large windshield is another important feature. From the driver's perspective, visibility is everything. You're sitting much higher than you would in a normal car, so that large windshield gives you a commanding view of the road. The large side mirrors, combined with cameras and parking sensors, would also make maneuvering this vehicle much easier. Moving down the passenger side, the Aureon X7 really starts to look like a luxury motor coach. The body has smooth lines, dark panoramic windows, and contrasting exterior trim. And those windows are huge. That's not just for appearance. Large windows completely change the experience inside a motorhome. Imagine parking beside a lake, in the mountains or along the coast. Instead of looking through a tiny RV window, you have a much wider view of the environment around you. The main entry door is positioned toward the front of the living area, and I'd want it equipped with an automatic step, exterior lighting, and a secure locking system. Underneath the body, we have large exterior storage compartments. And if you're buying an RV, storage is something you should never overlook. Where are you going to put the electrical cables? The water hoses? Camping chairs? Tools, luggage, outdoor equipment? A beautiful interior isn't much use if all your belongings end up sitting in the hallway. That's why these exterior storage compartments are so important. The Aureon X7 also features an exterior awning, which essentially gives you another living space once you've reached your destination. You can extend the awning, put out some chairs, add a small table, and suddenly the campsite becomes part of your living area. I'd also like to see integrated LED lighting underneath the awning, because that would make the outdoor area much more useful after sunset. Looking at the roof, there's plenty of room for the systems you'd expect from a modern luxury motorhome. The concept could use integrated solar panels, rooftop climate control equipment, ventilation, communications equipment, and other RV systems. Solar wouldn't necessarily power the entire motorhome indefinitely, but it could provide useful supplemental energy when you're camping away from electrical hookups. Now let's move around to the rear. The rear has a tall, clean design with modern LED lighting and a large rear window. The rear lighting gives the Aureon X7 a recognizable nighttime signature, while the window helps bring more natural light into the bedroom. There are also service access panels and additional storage areas. But for a motorhome this size, I definitely want a high-quality rear camera and a full 360-degree camera system. When you're reversing into a campsite, there could be trees, posts, bicycles, picnic tables, or other vehicles around you. Being able to see everything around the RV from the driver's screen would make a huge difference. Now let's step inside. The first thing you'll notice is that the interior doesn't feel like a commercial van conversion. The large windows, open floor plan, premium materials, and ambient lighting are designed to make the space feel much more like a modern luxury apartment. The main living area features comfortable residential-style seating, a dining area, large windows, and an entertainment display. And I think the layout is one of the strongest parts of this concept. A good RV isn't about filling every square inch with furniture. It's about making the available space feel open and comfortable. You need room to move around. You need somewhere to sit. You need somewhere to eat. And you need enough storage that your belongings don't take over the living area. The seating would ideally use durable premium upholstery because this is an RV that could be used for weeks or even months at a time. The entertainment system could include a large display, premium speakers, wireless smartphone connectivity, and plenty of USB-C charging. But here's a question for you. Would you rather have a large entertainment screen inside your RV, or would you sacrifice the screen for even more storage and window space? I'd love to know what you think. The dining area is positioned close to the kitchen, which makes sense from a practical standpoint. The table isn't just for eating, it could also become a workspace, and that's increasingly important in modern motorhomes. For many people, an RV isn't simply a weekend camping vehicle anymore. It can be an office, living room, dining room, and bedroom all in one. Moving into the kitchen, we have a compact but properly equipped cooking area. The concept includes a countertop, sink, induction cooktop, refrigerator, overhead cabinets, drawers, and preparation space. The induction cooktop keeps the design clean and eliminates the need for an open flame. The refrigerator should be large enough for several days of food, which is important if you're traveling through remote areas. The cabinets provide room for cookware, dishes, glasses, and dry food. And for a real production version, I'd want positive locking mechanisms and soft-close drawers. Throughout the kitchen, that's because RV furniture has to deal with movement. A cabinet that works perfectly in a house can become a problem when you're driving over potholes. I'd also like to see a combination microwave and oven, a filtered water system, and a dedicated coffee station. Because let's be honest, a luxury road trip needs good coffee. Now let's move into the bathroom. The Aureon X7 Concept features a private bathroom with a dedicated shower, toilet, vanity, mirror, and storage. The shower uses a glass partition to separate the wet area from the rest of the bathroom. There's storage underneath the vanity, along with additional space for toiletries. The shower itself could feature a rainfall shower head, handheld shower, adjustable temperature controls, and water-saving technology. And water efficiency is extremely important in a motorhome. You can have the most beautiful shower in the world, but if you run out of fresh water after 2 showers, it's not very practical. For a premium version, I'd also want good ventilation, heated flooring, and smart water level monitoring. The bathroom isn't enormous, but that's not necessarily a problem. What matters is whether the space is well designed. Now let's get to one of the most important areas in the entire RV, the bedroom. At the rear, the Aureon X7 features a dedicated sleeping area with a large, residential-style bed, and this is a huge advantage over smaller RVs. You don't have to convert the sofa into a bed every night. The bed stays ready. After a long day of driving, that's something you're definitely going to appreciate. There are reading lights on both sides, charging ports, storage cabinets, wardrobe space, and large windows. Imagine waking up in the mountains, opening the curtains, and seeing the landscape directly from your bed. That's the kind of experience a luxury motorhome should provide. I'd also want blackout shades, independent climate control, and a high-quality mattress. Because no matter how beautiful an RV is, if you can't sleep properly, the entire experience suffers. Storage is also important here. The bedroom could use wardrobes, overhead cabinets, and storage underneath the bed for suitcases, shoes, bedding, and other equipment. And this is something I always recommend when looking at RVs. Don't just ask how beautiful the bedroom looks. Ask where everything goes. Where will you put your clothes? Where will you put your luggage? Where will you store your shoes? Where will you keep things you don't use every day? Good RV design answers those questions before you even have to ask them. Now let's move back to the driver's cabin. The Sprinter-inspired cockpit is designed around visibility and comfort. The driver sits high, giving a commanding view of traffic. The large windshield and mirrors help with visibility, while cameras and sensors provide additional assistance. The dashboard features a digital instrument display and a central infotainment screen for navigation. If you had the Aureon X7 for an entire month, where would you take it? Would you drive across the country? Explore the mountains? Travel along the coast? Or take it on a completely different adventure? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this detailed tour of the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter Aureon X7 Concept, make sure you subscribe to Concept Motorhomes. Here, we explore futuristic RVs, luxury motorhomes, innovative camper designs, and the vehicles that could shape the future of travel. Thanks for watching. Drive safe, and I'll see you in the next one.